Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mohamed Kachika, mostly known as a social development entrepreneur who has widely shared his experience onto social media for the betterment of humanity. And today I'm just going to give a brief about my education journey and how it shaped the way how I perceive life and the development in general. I happen to be a lucky guy who studied, I'm a blended product. That the bulk of my early childhood studies and secondary school, I happen to have studied mostly in Christian schools, the schools of Brothers of Christian Instruction. And there are certain values that certainly I'm very proud of, like the values of hardworkingness, values of transparency, equity, and also being trustworthy. But throughout my studies, I think one key marking or turning point into my life was when I joined the Islamic University in Uganda. Having been at another institution of higher learning, and then the Islamic University was opened, I was into a lecture hall. I was at the current moves. I was into a lecture hall. I think it was around September. And one of my colleagues into the Faculty of Commerce came up with a newspaper and said, "This is me here, but it appears this seems to be your name." And I had been educated into the Faculty of Education with economics and geography. And I was delighted, and we had a reasonable chat with my colleague. Unfortunately, he's the late Yakub Kagwa. And we took a decision that let's go and join the university. So we joined the university, and it was really very interesting. Particularly for me, it was a great moment because having come from another background, the introduction to the Islamic values shaped my life. I wasn't privileged to have lived under such an environment before, but it made a very tremendous effort to my life. That there are certain Islamic principles and practices. If you follow them, they will not leave you the same. And to some of the practices that you see me doing these days, that's the fiber and cornerstone where I got them, including some reasonable friendship. And recently, when I was honored and invited as a guest of the university, and I received that invitation through the president of our alumni association, Ambassador Abdunur Sekindi, and my former colleague, Dr. Umar Mwevesa, and Brother Mustafa Senkoge. They made a very passionate appeal to me that please you go and be the representative of the alumni as a guest of the university during the 33rd annual, graduation of the university. I gladly accepted, and only to have great memories onto that journey. When I reached there, I found many of my peers. I'm a pioneer student and a pioneer graduate of that university. So I found when my classmates, Dr. Halima Wakabi, she's the academic registrar. I found one year mate, still the same year, Dr. or Professor Mpata, when he's the Deputy Vice Chancellor. I found Dr. Jamil when he was the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic Affairs, other colleagues, Dr. Halima, and including the Vice Chancellor himself, Professor Ismail Jagenda, was our lecturer on day one. So it was really a very interesting environment, and I must admit that it has had a very great bearing on me. When the association requested me to write an article for the alumni magazine, this magazine, and where there is a lot of prominent features appearing there, including a topic on wealth creation and preservation by me covering pages 1 to page 86, 87, 88, 89, up to page 90. How many pages are those? In the Alumni Association magazine, which I share, and I've read so many articles. One that interested me so much is to entice Muslims to follow Centenary Bankers, arrangement, which is also a turning point. So I really had very good time when I was at the university, including the dinner that was hosted in the name of the chairman of the university council. Yeah, doctor is a very complicated name. He's from Kuwait, which was a very big milestone. We had it at Mbade Resort Hotel. And I gave my speech of my journey and to also encourage people to invest halal money and make halal investments. It's the best that we can do, including onto the graduation day, when I was also invited to give a speech and later honored by the chairman of the university council. And also I went ahead to honor the best economic students. So people who have seen me on social media recently do not know that Mohamed Kachika, I usually say, has been around for a long time. I remember, is it 4, 5, 6 years ago, I gave a meritorious award for the best performing economic student from the Islamic University in Uganda. And I've been honoring it with a cash prize. So the student who was the best performing in that year was announced and came forward, and I gave him his plaque and the award. So this idea of teaching and giving entrepreneur development strategies has not started today. Just look at how universities are beginning to adopt my policies. I think I have shared with close to 100 MBA students and master's degree holders from various universities. I think Makerere Business School, it is now becoming that sharing wisdom from Mohamed Kachika is becoming very fashionable, including students in masters in education management from Islamic University, from Mogema University, from Makerere. People with MBAs are coming to me because of my practical experience and critical shared values. I don't hide information. I clearly tell them. So in their synthesis, they are often quoting me from my practical experience, and I also allow them to go to my farm. So into this age and era, for those that can share experiences, please share them. Please, those that can share experiences, please share them, and share them from a good point. The problem is that some people have curtains around them that they cannot share fully. I'm glad that, as you've noted, many people, and as I feel, is that I have shared with utmost good faith. I've shared correctly for purposes of developing our country. So there is something that is great that is not clearly indicated. I was shocked when I went to the Islamic University in Uganda. There is something that is hidden that is not known to many people. It's one of the greatest assets that this country has. Surprisingly, the Islamic University in Uganda is not a Ugandan university. It's an international university. It's not actually directly under the Ministry of Education. The Islamic University in Uganda is under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs because it is a diplomatic entity in Uganda. I remember at its inception, it was passed by an act of parliament because the Uganda government had to accept to host it. It dates way back in 1974, Lahore, Pakistan, when General Idi Amin requested for it. I would like to thank the current government of Uganda. I must say this, and I'll say it 3 times. I would like to thank the government of the Republic of Uganda for having seen and having the wisdom to see that this institution is of great importance, not only to Ugandan Muslims, but to Ugandans in general and the entire humanity. This university was set up to educate all English-speaking people, not Muslims. During our time, a sizable number of students were not Muslims. But I have gone to see the impact that this university has generated onto their countries. how I was shocked when we drove around with the chairman of the university council and see the construction works going on. The Faculty of Engineering and Technology, I think it is going to be the biggest in the region with the superb and high tech. We went round and I was shocked that the Islamic University is like a large construction site. The government of Uganda has donated over 250 acres of land in Mbale city center. We must say thank you where it is due. And the government has not directly interfered. And the management of the institution, I can proudly say, they are running the institution very well. But most importantly, the culture is rhyming with the original inception that was set up for the institution. Number two, the products that have come out. And I wish, with the pioneers we have set the pace, how I wish all other graduates follow into the footsteps of the pioneer. You have seen, at one time I invited my colleagues' pioneer class, and we had the largest concentration of PhDs and professors in one go. I think we were about 30 or something. Most of the people were PhD holders and professors. So, it has marked its impact. Ambassadors in all various areas. The university has achieved its objective. I would also like to thank the people of the Bugisu sub-region. We could not have chosen another area other than Mbale. People are very receptive. I saw right now that the university is contributing, either 30% of the Mbale city's growth and economy. And the people of the area, the Bugisu, have had a very good reception about the university. To the graduates, please, live reasonably. I'm glad there has not been any insensitivity from the graduates of that university that they are being tagged for the wrong reasons. I repeat this one. I'm glad that the graduates of that university have not been tagged for the wrong reasons. The university has played its rightful role for the emancipation of mankind. I've not seen extremism at its worst. I've not seen lazyism affair at its situation. So there should be, a university serving its rightful and purposeful life. Thank you very much. And I must admit that I was really impressed by that visit to that great institution. And may God give it more life and light so that it can spread the gospel that it was supposed to.